You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Macy Eglund. A former nurse at the Nassau jail is being accused of smuggling a blade to an inmate. The Nassau County DA says Yasmin Talbot had a relationship with the inmate, Christopher Wright, and allegedly gave him money and information on other inmates. Talbot was the second highest ranking nurse at the correctional center. Prosecutors say the blade she gave the inmate was ceramic, so it wouldn't be detected by equipment at the jail.
This is what the blade looks like. It is sharp, it is dangerous, and it can cause a lot of damage.
Talbot's attorney tells Newsday she denies the allegations. An inmate caught on camera attacking a correction officer behind bars. Stephen Reed III is now being charged with felony assault. The Suffolk County Sheriff says it was an unprovoked attack. This is video of it here. The officer has a split lip, sprained wrist, and swollen nose. Reed was behind bars after being accused of attempted murder for a shooting at a candlelight vigil in Bellport. New York City is suing charter bus companies from Texas that have been bringing in migrants. The Adams administration is seeking $708 million from 17 companies to cover room and board for the migrants. Just last week, Adams placed restrictions on hours charter buses are allowed to bring in migrants and is now requiring advanced notice about drop-offs. Well, the City Teachers Union and the Staten Island Borough President are suing the MTA over congestion pricing. The borough president calls the plan a discriminatory pricing scheme. The MTA is already facing similar lawsuits filed by the state of New Jersey. Only in Newsday, Long Island's most expensive homes come with a waterfront view, acres of land, and some history. I spoke with our real estate reporter to find out more. Newsday has put together a list of the top 10 home sales on Long Island for 2023, and there's a common theme in that list. They're all in the Hamptons. Jonathan LaMantia is working on this story for us, so let's talk about that number one home.
Right, so the number one sale was $112.5 million for the Milestone at Meadow Lane. So that home, it's 15,000 square feet, it's on 8 acres, and you have 500 feet of private beach. Wow. And those are some of the reasons why it got that high a price.
Okay, so number 2 and 3, are they pretty similar in price and amenities?
2 and 3 are actually pretty close to each other, proximity-wise. Number 2 is actually 2 parcels on Windmill Lane. Number 3, interestingly, it's not on the waterfront, but it's what brokers call an important home. And this was a home that Jackie Bouvier Kennedy, as a child, she spent summers there at her grandfather's home there. So, that contributes a little bit to the value of that home.
The history of it, absolutely. So how do these sales in 2023 compare to years past? Are they higher, lower?
This is the fewest sales above $50 million in the Hamptons since 2020. But interestingly, from 2017 to 2019, no homes sold for over $50 million. So, it's a little bit unusual, but it's just slightly lower than what we were seeing right after the pandemic when things got, pretty crazy in terms of the values in the Hamptons.
Right. So top 10, as we mentioned, all of them are in Suffolk, all of them in the Hamptons. Is that unusual? Is Nassau usually in the top 10?
With these Hamptons homes, they're the only ones that are really garnering $50 million plus. Nassau, you might see some homes along the Gold Coast, along Long Island Sound, in the multi-millions, but not at that $50 million level.
And I can't even imagine the taxes on these homes either.
Yep, you'll definitely pay a lot in taxes.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, well, thank you very much, Jonathan.
Thank you.
You can check out the rest of the list and read more about the homes in detail. Go to Newsday.com. A popular inhaler has been taken off the shelves. Asthma drug Flovent was discontinued at the start of the new year. The company says it will replace it with generic versions of the inhaler and expects, quote, minimal disruption for patients. TGI Fridays has closed 3 of its Long Island locations, one at the South Shore Mall in Bayshore, another on Express Drive North in Islandia, and the third on Sunrise Highway in Massapequa Park. The company says a total of 36 underperforming restaurants have been shut down. Let's talk about your forecast now. Tonight, cold. We are dropping to about 24 degrees with clear skies. Tomorrow's looking brighter, but definitely cool. Sunny, with highs around 35 degrees or so. We'll take a look at your 7-day forecast for you in just a few minutes.
Long Island weather is brought to you by Home Tax Saver, PTRC Incorporated.
You can help those in need as you clean out your space for the new year. Elisa DiStefano has the story you'll see only in Newsday.
Things you no longer need can help our neighbors in need.
Donate books in good condition to the book fairies.
Books that are sitting on people's shelves that they don't know what to do with, and they don't want to, you don't want to throw them in the garbage because they're so important, and we put them in the hands of our neighbors in need.
From adult books to baby board books to children's books.
They all look brand new.
Many of the books are brand new. We have incredible donations given to us.
Bring your books here to their Freeport Book Bank, remote drop sites across Long Island, or schedule a pickup.
And if you have baby items you're no longer using, bring it here to Baby Essentials of Long Island.
At the Bethpage Warehouse, they accept anything new or gently used, including toys, clothing, and blankets.
First and foremost, the most important thing is pack and place. The reason why is that babies need a safe place to sleep.
You could schedule a drop-off time or a pickup from your home or business.
Everything gets sterilized, everything gets washed, and when someone has a need, they get delivered directly to their home.
They also distribute formula and diapers.
This is basically what happens with the leftover diapers. We just repackage them, label it with what it is, and what we'll do is we'll try to give them brand new diapers, and we'll add on, this is probably $25 worth of diapers, so why throw them out? You would really be blown away with the need that's out there.
And for just about anything else you'd like to donate, bring it here to the boutique at the end.
They collect new or gently used children's, women's, and men's clothing, coats, shoes, and new toys.
They even accept blankets and items for the home.
You could drop off your donations drive-through style here in Hempstead.
Nothing is sold here. Everything is for free. It just comes in for free, it goes out for free, and we're fortunate that people are willing to support that.
Elisa DiStefano, NewsdayTV.
It's a great way to give back. You can read more about where to donate on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. After 40 years in Plainview, the jewelry studio has closed up shop. It's a story you'll see only in Newsday.
In 1979, we started with a little tiny shop on Old Country Road that was connected to a haircutting salon. And then we came here about 8 years ago. So we've been in Plainview for about 40 years total. We've got to meet a lot of people, and we've became part of a lot of people's history over years. But it's time to turn the page and do something else. You know, we've accomplished making jewelry for a long time. We decided to work together on trying to create photography and jewelry connecting together. And what we did was we experimented with all kinds of lasers to try to recreate his photography on gold. We decided that we were going to do something that was called mixed pics, quite a bit of his famous photographs, and reproduce them on metal, and then created different frames for either male or females. They were all limited editions. The most they were made with 20 of each item. Both were signed by Mick and myself, and they were sold all over the world.
There's always something artistically designed that I find that you're not going to find anywhere else. He's made about probably 50% of all my jewelry that I own, and I own a lot of jewelry.
Possibly opening up a small shop where we can do by appointment only for design work, and as well to, continue with my artwork. Primarily, I think I would miss seeing their reaction to the things we've made after going through consulting and making models and creating things that fit their lifestyle, and being part of their history, their family history.
You can read more about the jewelry studio on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage. Here's what's up on Long Island. Disney on Ice is coming back to the island. Mickey Mouse and other Disney friends get together for Find Your Hero. You can check it out today through Sunday at UBS Arena. See Bad Fish in Wantagh. The performance features a tribute to the California rock band Sublime. It's tomorrow night at Mulcahy's Pub and Concert Hall. And you can see a screening of Steven Spielberg's cult classic about a group of kids who try to stay one step ahead of a family of bumbling bad guys. The Goonies screens Sunday at the Cinema Arts Center in Huntington. For admission information and more events, click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage.
I bring to light issues that are happening in schools, in police departments that matter to Long Island that they didn't know about. This is a story about an issue that they needed to know the answers to.
Newsday, covering Long Island like no one else can.
You're watching Newsday TV. I'm Macy Eglin. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a great night. We'll leave you with a look at your 7-day forecast.